Craig Conover is opening up about the engagement ring that he says he bought for Paige DeSorbo before their breakup late last year. The Southern Charm cast member and his summer house ex broke up at the end of 2024. But before the split, Craig says he had purchased Paige a ring as he was planning on proposing to her. While Craig initially revealed this during the Southern Charm Season 10 final, more on that down below, he has since shared more details about the ring that he purchased and later returned to the jeweler. Craig appeared on the Toast podcast on Wednesday, June 25, where he showed a picture of the ring that he says he purchased in 2024. Craig said he had purchased the ring in secret during a trip to the Diamond District in Manhattan last year with his brother and sister-in-law. "I bought it at the end of March, but it took 7 weeks to get delivered," he said. "But I had it in my room since April or May and would look at it a lot." Craig revealed that he ended up buying a 4-carat elongated cushion-cut diamond ring with a hidden halo underneath it. The ring was platinum, and Craig had held onto it without knowing when he would propose to her. "It was a really fun process," he added, "and I'm excited to do it, again one day." What happened to the engagement ring that Craig Conover bought for Paige DeSorbo? Craig returned the ring that he had bought Paige to the jeweler he bought it from, and he will get the money back when he sells it. But the ring has not yet sold. "I mean, returning an engagement ring isn't something you plan on doing," he said on the podcast. "But it's funny, when I bought it, he was like, 'Hey, in case anything happens, I'll work with you to do it.' He's like, 'It's just something that I tell people.' And so when I brought it back, I felt weird, but it wasn't weird." Craig Conover reveals what happened in his relationship with Paige DeSorbo. Craig first said that he had bought Paige a ring during Southern Charm Season 10, Episode 15, after cameras were picked up after their breakup. During the Southern Charm Season 10 reunion Part 1, Craig shared some insight into their final time meeting up, which happened during a trip to NYC in December 2024. "She was like, 'I am probably making the worst mistake of my life, but I need to go find myself.' And then I asked her, like, 'What do you want me to do with your ring?'" he recalled. "She was like, 'Well, keep it. Maybe we'll get married at BravoCon.' I will say that when we were together in private is what I based our relationship off of. And there weren't signs," he added. Paige DeSorbo responds to Craig Conover's engagement claims. During Part 1 of the Summer House Season 9 reunion, Paige shared her thoughts about the ring that Craig had bought for her. "That ring does not exist." The city lights of Manhattan blurred into a kaleidoscope as the taxi sped past, but inside, Craig Conover felt a sharp, singular focus. His brother, Chris, and sister-in-law, Susan, chatted amiably beside him, their voices a comfortable hum against the city's roar. He clutched the small, discreet bag on his lap, a secret passenger on this journey to the Diamond District. It was March 2024, and his heart pounded with a mix of excitement and nerves. Today, he was buying a ring, the ring for Paige. He had always imagined this moment, not the specific logistics, a hurried trip to New York, the clandestine whispers with the jeweler, but the feeling. The anticipation of forever, wrapped in the shimmering promise of a diamond. He pictured Paige's face, her surprised delight, her infectious laugh. He saw a future where their two worlds, his Southern charm and her New York chic, seamlessly intertwined. The jeweler, a kindly man with a discerning eye, guided him through a dazzling array of stones. Craig had done his research, poring over images, listening to his friend's advice. He knew what Paige liked, her refined taste, her appreciation for understated elegance, and then he saw it. A 4-carat elongated cushion cut. It was perfect, modern yet timeless. He envisioned it on her slender finger, catching the light as she gestured, as she laughed, as she held his hand. He chose platinum, a cool, strong metal, and added a hidden halo underneath, a secret sparkle just for her. "It was a really fun process," he'd later tell the Toast podcast, a wistful smile playing on his lips as he recalled that day. "And I'm excited to do it, again one day." The words would hang in the air, a silent testament to a dream deferred. The ring took 7 weeks to be delivered. 7 weeks of anticipation, of holding onto a tangible symbol of his commitment. When it finally arrived, a small velvet box holding a universe of promise, Craig kept it hidden in his room. He'd take it out sometimes, just to look at it, to trace the facets of the diamond, to imagine the moment he would finally present it to her. April bled into May, then June, and still the ring waited. He didn't have a grand plan for the proposal, no elaborate scheme, just a feeling that when the time was right, he would know. He was a man of intuition, of heart-on-his-sleeve declarations, and he trusted that instinct. Their relationship from the outside seemed to be thriving. The public saw a fun, flirty dynamic, a captivating blend of their distinct personalities. But Craig knew their true connection resided in the quiet moments, away from the cameras, away from the demands of their public lives. Those were the moments he cherished, the ones he based their relationship off of. In private, there were no signs of trouble, no red flags fluttering in the wind. He genuinely believed they were building something real, something lasting. Then came December 2024, a trip to New York City. What he thought would be another chapter in their love story turned into an unforeseen, heartbreaking epilogue. He recalled the conversation during the Southern Charm Season 10 reunion, the sting of her words still fresh. She was like, "I am probably making the worst mistake of my life, but I need to go find myself." The air in the room had thickened with unspoken words, with the weight of shattered dreams. He remembered the surreal nature of the moment, the way his voice had sounded oddly detached as he asked, "What do you want me to do with your ring?" Her response had been equally baffling, a strange mixture of hope and resignation. She was like, "Well, keep it. Maybe we'll get married at BravoCon." He'd held onto that sliver of possibility, a desperate lifeline in a sea of despair. BravoCon, a chaotic, public spectacle, hardly the setting he'd envisioned for their vows. But at that moment, any hint of a future with her, no matter how unconventional, was a comfort. The days that followed were a blur of grief and confusion. He clung to the ring, a tangible reminder of a love that had, in his mind, been so vibrant, so real. It sat in its velvet box, no longer a symbol of future joy, but of profound loss. The weight of it felt immense, a silent reproach. He knew he couldn't keep it. Not forever. The thought of it gathering dust, a relic of a love that no longer existed, was unbearable. He made the difficult decision to return it to the jeweler. I mean, returning an engagement ring isn't something you plan on doing, he'd admitted on the podcast, a dry laugh escaping him. He remembered the jeweler's words when he'd purchased it. "Hey, in case anything happens, I'll work with you to do it." He's like, "It's just something that I tell people." And so when I brought it back, I felt weird, but it wasn't weird. The jeweler had been understanding, compassionate even. He would sell it, and Craig would get his money back. But the ring hadn't sold yet. It was out there, somewhere, waiting for another story to begin. The world, however, continued to spin, and with it, the relentless cycle of reality television. The Southern Charm reunion aired, and Craig's revelation about the ring sent ripples through their fan base. Then came the Summer House Season 9 reunion, and Paige's turn to address the elephant in the room, or rather, the diamond that supposedly wasn't. He was watching, of course, not with anger, but with a strange sense of detachment. He'd been through the emotional ringer, and now it was almost like observing someone else's drama. When Paige spoke, her voice measured, almost dismissive, a pang of something akin to hurt, but mostly bewilderment, shot through him. "That ring does not exist," she'd said. The words hung in the air, a stark contradiction to his truth, to the physical evidence he'd held, the memories he carried. He leaned back, a sigh escaping him. "It exists, Paige," he thought. "It existed for months in my room. It existed in my dreams, in my plans, in my heart." The discrepancy in their narratives was stark. For Craig, the ring was a tangible representation of his intentions, a symbol of a future he had earnestly believed in. For Paige, it seemed to be a phantom, a story he had spun, perhaps to save face, perhaps to rewrite their history.